So today there are two new cases of Covid-19 to report once again. Both have recently returned from overseas and both are in managed isolation facilities. There continue to be no cases to report from our community. Both of today's cases have been in managed isolation since their arrival, and their addition brings the number of active cases in New Zealand to 22, all of whom are people who have recently arrived from overseas. And both are now in a quarantine facility in Auckland. A little detail on both the cases. The first case is a man in his 50s who arrived in New Zealand from India on the 24th of June. His result came as a result of day 3 testing while he was in managed isolation. The second case is a woman in her 20s who arrived in New Zealand from the USA on the 18th of June. She is the wife of a previous case who tested positive on 22 June and was already in the quarantine facility as she was considered a close contact. As you know, globally, the Covid-19 pandemic continues to accelerate it, and as I've said before, we've always expected new cases amongst people coming back to New Zealand. This reality was reinforced in a weekend update from the World Health Organization, which noted a record number of cases in the preceding 24 hours, over 189,000 cases recorded. And you'll be aware also that the number of cases worldwide has now exceeded 10 million. Our strict border controls, in particular, the 14 days required in managed isolation or quarantine, ensure that all arrivals are managed to the world global standard and with appropriate public health protocols, and are isolated from other New Zealanders while they are or may become infectious. Just to further numbers, we have one person in hospital, as reported yesterday, in Auckland City Hospital. This person is stable on the ward and does not require more intensive care. Our total number of confirmed cases is now 1,178, the number we report to the World Health Organization. And yesterday our laboratories completed 2,574 tests on Sunday, and the total number of tests is now 395,510. That testing includes our testing both at managed isolation facilities and our community-based testing. We're continuing our progress with contacting people who have left managed isolation facilities between the 9th and the 16th of June. 1,269 of these people have been contacted and have tested negative for Covid-19. That includes the 800 who were tested prior to their departure. There are still 367 people with whom we are having trouble making contact, not for want of trying, with text, where possible email and repeated phone calls, and I would ask that those people who have been in a managed isolation facility and who have received an attempt to contact them, of course, and who haven't yet spoken with Healthline, to please call the dedicated team on 09 302 0408. And as needed, we will refer people who do not make contact to our finding services, and if we feel necessary, to enforcement. And finally, the New Zealand COVID Tracer app has now recorded 584,000 registrations. I do want to continue to encourage people to not just download the app, but to use it to scan in on the QR codes that many premises now have. And one of the things that is particularly valuable with the app is it provides our contact tracing service with up-to-date contact information for people who have registered. So please do, if you haven't downloaded that app, please do so and make sure we have your updated contact information should we need to be in contact with you.